I'm just going to show you the extension cable just in case. And this is a 5-footer right here. So, and of course this has CCS and the Tesla connector on it. And this cable is at 124. This stopped. You know what? They maybe tripped it as it stopped charging. No wonder it was the heat was going down. Maybe it overheated. I think it may have. This is silly though. Target trip 34%. I don't know how to switch this up. This is dumb. So right now I'm at 30% state of charge and I have 102 miles of range left. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a great day. Well, today we're headed out on a road trip and I'm going to be testing a few things along the way. But I want to show you this new energy tab that Rivian has, and we're going to just kind of look at the efficiency of the vehicle on the way up there. And right now it's showing 300 miles of range, and let me go ahead and I'm gonna switch this to conserve mode. Okay, and it's showing 331 miles of range in conserve mode. Then the trip we're going on is a total of 269 miles. We do have one charging stop, Tesla in St. Roberts, Missouri. And it says charge for 14 minutes. And we should get there around 2:33 p.m. And we should arrive at our hotel at 4:40 p.m. With 110 miles range left. And so we're gonna see how this works out. But this is a new Google Maps. Looks pretty great. I'm gonna go ahead and tap this and see if this shows me anything. And right here showing the score for the charging station. And this has an A score, an A rating. It also shows it has food and what else? It has 6 of 8 chargers available. I'll need my NACS adapter, which I do have one, and I actually have an extension cord. I have 2 things. So we're gonna be testing this extension cord out. That's one thing going to a Tesla stop. Why I try to avoid them is because of you have to take up 2 spots. But with this charging cable I have, and it's from Hansshow, I'll leave a link to it in the description. You know, so if you want to get one, especially with a discount, just go use that discount code. And we're going to test it out. I'm going to test it out when I get to my destination and see how well it works. And I'm also going to be using my heat gun to see how hot it gets. But so we're about ready to head out, and I'll see you all back a little later. Okay, so we are headed to our first stop, and it is a Buc-ee's. First time coming to a Buc-ee's, and yeah, so Tesla Superchargers. They look to be pretty full. I need the extension cable. So we're here, and I do have my extension cable, but this is a V3 cabinet, a V4 cabinet, so I don't actually need it. But I'm just going to show you the extension cable just in case. And this is a 5-footer right here. So, and of course this has CCS and the Tesla connector on it. And I might just hook it up just to see. You know what? I am. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook this up. And I'm gonna hook this up anyway, just to test it. So first I'm going to stick this into here. And then I'm going to connect these 2 together. Like so, and we're gonna see if it's charging. And this is a downside, you gotta leave this on the ground. But maybe not as a regular Tesla Supercharger. Let me go check and see if it's charging. And it had a green light. So it's charging. It's going to get inside. I'm going to check the charging speeds and see what the speed is like. And so right now I'm getting 200 kilowatts. And so I'm going to take this, my heat gun out. I'm going to go ahead and grab it. And I'm going to let this run for a bit. I'm going to test the temperature on this to see. And the gauge on this cable, I think it's 1 or 2 gauge. So it's pretty thick. It's a really thick cable. A lot thicker than I thought it would be. And the trip target is 34%. So it says resume trip in 7 minutes. But again, I'm going to, let's put this down to 80%. And so right now, I'm getting about 103 degrees Fahrenheit here. And I'm just check over here with the connection. And it is sitting in the sun, but it says 116 degrees. Let me just, the pavement says 122 degrees, the actual concrete. So, and so this cable saying about 115. And then this cable here is showing about 134 degrees right here. So this is heating up pretty good. And this is showing 140 degrees, 145. And so we're just gonna let it run and see what happens. So in the meantime, I guess we're gonna go into Buc-ee's and get something to eat. And I'll be back. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my windshield with this handy dandy thing right here. And you should always take one of these on a road trip, because there is nothing to wash your windows over here. Or is that, what is that thing over there? I don't even know. But yeah, this is pretty handy dandy here. So you just take this and then you squirt it on your windshield. I got a crack right here. That's probably gonna end up being bad. I gotta figure out something to do with it. Man, that's hot. It's drying up before. Alrighty, now it's at about 140. And this cable's at 124. And so far we put in almost 30 kilowatt hours. You can just go back to the graph and just look at the charging curve. And it says 0 kilowatt. This stopped. You know what? That maybe tripped it. Maybe that thing tripped it, because it stopped charging. All right, let me unplug it. No wonder it was, the heat was going down. Maybe it overheated, or did it just stop charging because it hit the percentage? I think it may have. All right, let me unplug this again. Yeah, maybe I think it stopped on its own when it hit the recommended charge level of 32%. All right, let me unplug this. Man, this thing is hot. I think it may have overheated. This thing is super hot. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, it's super hot. Oh, now it's charging. Yeah, this thing is pretty hot here. Very hot. Yeah, it's pretty darn hot. This is silly though. Target trip 34%. I don't know how to switch this up. This is dumb. Yeah, this is pretty interesting. So I can't, this is dumb. Because I don't easily see how to, it's only putting 30 kilowatts in here because it's ready to stop again. Maybe I have to turn off the navigation. Maybe we got to end the trip. This is silly. 1 hour and 22 minutes left. This is dumb. So hopefully that's not the only way to charge up to where you want to charge up to, because maybe I can figure this out, but I don't see where in here that it doesn't force a charge session in here. And right now I'm only getting 30 kilowatts. I don't have any stuff that's saying that it's limiting the charging session. 30 kilowatts. That's pretty darn slow. Maybe I unplug and plug it back in. So I had to unplug and replug, and that's because this with this new energy update, it was charging to the limit that the vehicle recommended, was only for 16 minutes. So at first I thought the cable may overheated, but it didn't. It just charged to the limit. And so in order to charge it higher, because we wanted to go into Buc-ee's and get something to eat, I had to actually cancel the route, and then that worked. And then I had to unplug and replug in because I was only getting 30 kilowatts. And so when I plugged back in, it went back to over 200. So we did have some brisket sandwiches and it was pretty darn good. And we just sat here and ate. Now we're at 85% and we have about 40 miles to get to our destination. So not far, only 40 minutes. So now I'm going to sleep after that. I don't know what you all gonna do. Oh yeah. And another thing, I'm going to retest the extension cable. I'm going to take it to a Tesla Charger that only has the V3 cabinets on another date, because again, this is only charged for 16 minutes in the cutoff. So, but I'll see you all back later. And so we're at our vacation spot. We've been here for a couple of days, and there's some level 2 charge. I have my vehicle charging up right now, but I have the charge limit set to 85. So I'm going to walk over to the vehicle to set the charge limit to 100%. And so just give you a look, see what we got going on here. And this is our hotel view right here. Always got to get a view of something. So right here we have the view of this fountain here, and this is in Branson, Missouri. And this is just our deck here, our balcony. And just take a look down here. This is on the Branson landing. So yeah, nice easy vacation spot, but obviously it's burning up outside and you see all the sweat dripping off. I did notice this time there are a lot more electric vehicles here. There was a big Hummer EV. I thought that was pretty funny. With a 200 kilowatt hour battery charging on the level 2, that's probably putting out, I think at most 7.5 kilowatts. And if it's shared, it's like 3.5 or something like that. I went out there at 6 this morning to plug in, and there were 2 other vehicles already out there. There's a Tesla Model X and also I think a Hyundai Ioniq 6 out there. So right now there are 3 vehicles charging. But yeah, so yeah, starting to see a lot more electric vehicles in the Midwest. And you know, for anyone thinking that EV sales are going down, they're not. They're actually going up, and they are the future. And so just get ready for them. And you know, if you're looking at getting a new car, definitely look at an electric vehicle. They're awesome, especially if you have a home and you can plug in at home. It's awesome. Now, if you have to rely on the public charging infrastructure, it's going to be a little more challenging for you. But there are more going in. In fact, they're putting a new one right in just a few miles away from my house. New high-speed charger at, I believe it's a Pilot gas station. I think that's what it is. Yeah, so they're going to be putting some new ones right there. They already got it fenced off and installed them, so that's awesome. So more charges are going in. It's just going to increase the infrastructure is getting better by the day still, even though a lot of these things were shut down by the administration. A lot of these things are still going in. A lot of it's been paid for, and you have a lot of private companies they're seeing the value in it, like Walmart. They're installing their own chargers, because one of the good things about EVs is that they bring customers in. EV owners are higher income people on average. And so that's more, you know, higher wage earners coming into your establishment is probably going to spend more money. So, but yeah, I'm going to get on down to this vehicle and change this charge limit, unless we're going to go find something to eat. But then I'm going to go just park it again and while it's sitting and just let it get charged up, and we'll be at 100% by the time we are ready to leave out tomorrow. Just head right on home. And I'll see you all back a little later. Yeah, and so coming up to the vehicle here, and it's just finished charging, so I'm ready to unplug. Seeing right here, you have the Hyundai right here charging up. Well, it's probably finished charging. And these are charge point chargers. And there's a Rivian R1T right there. And so yeah, charge point. And it's complete because it was only set to 85%. So I'm ready to go ahead and unplug here. Well, I would unplug if I had my key, but I don't have the key to my vehicle. Oh, wait a minute. I do have my key card. I left my key in the room, and my cell phone doesn't work as a key anymore. But I do have this key card in my wallet, thankfully. So yeah, we're gonna have to just operate like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the seats, because it's pretty darn hot in here. It's showing like it's charging again, but I'm gonna go ahead and unplug here. And it's showing total $6.74. and it put in 33 kilowatt hours. And the rate here is 26 a kilowatt hour. And it goes up at 12 o'clock, but this is saves a lot of money here. So I'm gonna, later after we finish driving, I'm gonna come back and plug back in, so when we leave out tomorrow, it's gonna be fully charged up. We might still stop, even though we can make it back without stopping, but because that's a kind of a long way to drive. It's again, this vehicle on a full charge, I can make it all the way back home, and that's about 286 miles. We've done it before, and I still had like 30 or 40 miles of range left when I got back home. So that's obviously, that's over 300 miles of range. That's pretty good, and that was going at highway speeds the whole time for the most part. But yeah, so let me show you what we got here. Let me go ahead and close my charge port here. And I'm sure that car finished charging a long time ago. I'll just pull up the charge session here. And it was charging for 4 hours and 50 minutes. And it didn't put an estimated price here. And my charge number was set to 85. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this, take that to 100%. And yeah, so that's it went pretty well. Went pretty well. And it was getting, I'm not sure what the average was, but around 6.8 kilowatt hours, 6.7, 6.4. So yeah, it went really well. But the one thing I still haven't figured out yet is on the road trip, how in the past there was no limit set. So if I wanted to charge up to beyond whatever the vehicle recommended, it would just do it. Like you'd go in the store, go shopping, come back, and it might be charged at 80, 85% or higher. And but this time, I guess with this new update, it's set to charge at whatever limit that the vehicle says. That's what happened last time. I thought it was my charging cable, the one that I'm testing from Hansshow, which is a really excellent cable. And so I'm gonna do a separate test just for that, because I want to go take it to a Tesla Supercharger that does not have the V4 cabinets, and you'll see how convenient it is because you won't have to take up 2 spaces. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you that. And right now, again, we're projected with 260 miles of range, and that is in all-purpose mode. And if I switch it to conserve mode, so in conserve mode, and just go to the energy screen, and 283 miles, 285 miles, 286. But yeah, so that's where we're at now. And, you know, we're ready to go get something to eat. And again, like I said, when we finish eating, I'm going to come back, plug it back in a few hours, we should be fully charged and just waiting to go to leave out tomorrow morning. And I can't wait to get back home. Vacation is nice, but I would say home is nicer. I miss a lot of the amenities at the home, like the heated toilet seat, the bidet toilet, the TV where I can watch YouTube and all the things I want to watch. Just all the conveniences of home that I miss. But I'll see you all back a little later. All right, that's been a change of plans. We're actually going to eat right over here. So we just found a restaurant right across the parking lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and I set my charge limit to 100%, and I'm going to plug back into this charge point, and I'll show you how this works. So go ahead and open my charge port door up here. And you gotta see, this is locked in, and so the way I unlock it, I just put my phone up against it, and it's authorizing, and it says plug in. It's unlocked, and let's go ahead and plug it in. And it's already charging, and it's charging at 6.6 kilowatts, and if you can see right here, and it says shared. So if this was being shared, of course they cut that in half. And now it's saying 4.4 kilowatts. So yeah, just going to 6.5. So we're just gonna let it sit here. So this is like 22 cents per kilowatt hour. So pretty good, a lot cheaper. I think the Tesla charger that is projected to stop at is like 40 or 50 cents per kilowatt hour. And so it's just to save a bit of money and a bit of time also. So yeah, but charging up nicely, and I just show the charging curve here. So right here, getting 6.7 kilowatt hours, and I'm at 84% stated charge. and it's projected to end in 5 hours and 11 minutes, or around 5 o'clock or 5 o'clock p.m., somewhere in there, and it'll be at 100%. And we'll be good for tomorrow. So I just parked this thing back in the garage and be ready to go to leave out early in the morning so I can sit on my bidet toilet with the heated seats and then get in the sauna and work out in my own gym. Yeah, I said that. And I'll see you all back a little later. Okay, so I am back and the vehicle stopped charging a lot earlier than I thought it would. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect. And as you can see right here, it says complete. And we're going to see how much this costs. We can go ahead and disconnect. And that is $6.34. Earlier it was like $6, so we're talking maybe $13 to get this charged up to 100%. So let's go ahead and take a look here. And right now it's showing 330 miles of range, 331 miles of range. That's in conserve mode. So yes, everything's good to go. Just showing the charging curve again. And again, 100%. So good to go. I'm just gonna put my route in here to see. Right now, you look at this thing right here showing 109 degrees. So it's pretty hot outside. Pretty darn hot. Let me go ahead and put the route in home and see what the deal is. And now this is showing in Electrify America. So let me just go ahead and I'm gonna look at this route here to see where. So it's showing this is a charging stop right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and hit that. And that's an Electrify America in Sullivan, Missouri. And so it's showing I'll be at this charging stop for 14 minutes. And I'm not gonna even bother stopping there. The total trip is 264 miles and I've driven this before, so it'll be fine just to drive just straight through and still have some range left when I stop. So I'm going to change my preferences with 10%. So 10% state of charge for arrival. I'm gonna set my route in here. Now it removed all the stops. So it's saying that we should be able to make it home with 13% state of charge and or about 45 miles of range left on the vehicle. And I've done this before and that's almost exactly right. I had about 40 miles of range left. And I even had to stop before I got home because I couldn't make it the whole entire distance just with the drive because I had to stop to use the bathroom. That was right before I got home. So, and we'll see if I can make it all this way. I usually don't like driving this distance straight through, because it's showing a total of 3 hours and 53 minutes. That's right on my limit, maybe 3.5 hours. I don't even like going that far without using the bathroom, but we'll just see what happens. But I'll see you all back later when we're ready to head out. All right, I'm back and we're about to head out. And right now we're at 100% state of charge. And our route, it says it's gonna be 265 miles to get to our location in about 4 hours. So just looking at this map, it's like there's saw an accident right here. And so if anyone was questioning about as far as the responsiveness of the map, it seems pretty responsive to me. So again, this is pretty responsive also. And this showing all the different charging stations along the way. Oh, there's a Rivian charger right here. All right, so we're gonna head out and I'll see you all back a little later. So welcome back everybody, and we're currently on our drive and everything's going well. I'm just showing you some stats so far. And as you can see right here, I really like this energy use monitor right here. It shows you in real time how much energy you're using, and as you can see right here at the bottom, I'm doing averaging 2.36 miles per kilowatt hour, driven 157 miles so far, average speed 70 miles an hour. And right now if you look at here, I'm at 50% state of charge, and it says I have 169 miles of range left. So yeah, that's doing really well. So we'll see exactly what the state of charge will be when we get back to the house. So we have about 106 miles before we we get to our destination. And it said we should arrive with 17% state of charge. And I'll check back in a little later. All right, so I'm back, and obviously it's pouring down pretty good, so we have to slow down a bit. And so right now I'm at 30% state of charge, and I have 102 miles of range left. And so far we've traveled 218 miles, average 68 miles an hour. It was 70 before, but we had to slow down. We got ran into some traffic because of this torrential rain. But and right now it's showing the average of 2.39 miles per kilowatt hour, which is pretty good. So so if you're planning on taking a road trip, and this is a Gen 1 Rivian R1T, and this is a 2023, so I've had this for about 2.5 years now. So if you're taking a road trip and you're using, you're going from 80 to 10%, you can expect to get about 220 miles of range when you get down to that 10% mark. So you should have a legit 220 miles of range between charging stops, which is pretty darn good, because that's almost at my limit. This would be a good time to take a bathroom break, but we're getting close to home. And so I only have 14 miles to my next exit, only 43 miles before we arrive to our destination. But I'll see you all back a little later. Okay, so we arrived to our destination, and just go ahead and show you some of the stats. I really love this energy monitor. I kind of slept on this update. This is really awesome. I love all the data that you get right here. But as you can see, it's like we're driving for 4 hours and 20 minutes, used 22 kilowatt hours, and it added 13.6 kilowatt hours back to the pack. And this guy kind of just shows you where some of the energy was going to. Of course, my kids had some electronic devices plugged in, so we had the outlets running. They used 3.2 kilowatt hours. And let me just go to this legend here. The climate controlled used 2.3, and it was pretty hot outside, and it was running the whole time, and it was pretty cold in the car, so matter of fact, my wife had this blanket on the whole time. That's how cold it was. And let's see what else. Energy used by the vehicle electronics, and you see right here that was 2.2 kilowatt hours. So yeah, and then you see right here the average over this drive was 2.43 miles per kilowatt hour, and the distance was 263 miles, and the average speed was 67 miles an hour. So pretty good. And let me just look at last 15 minutes, 2.53, but last hour. So over the last hour, we were actually getting 2.67 miles per kilowatt hour, and we were driving in the rain. So again, that's pretty awesome. And I'm just going to go back to this screen here. And right now we're at 17% state of charge, and it still is projecting at 100%, 331 miles, and at 80%, 265 daily. Right here, still showing I have 56 miles of range left and 17% state of charge. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna go back again to this energy screen. And so basically, with the distance we drove and amount of range that we have left, you're looking at almost 320 miles of range, and that's at highway speed. And this is real world driving. This is a family of 4. We got the vehicle packed up. So this vehicle is doing better than it did originally when I purchased it. It just seems like the range has gotten better. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, so if you're in the market for one of these vehicles, I'd say it is, you can get a used one. It's definitely a bargain. And this bows pretty well for the new quad motor, so I'm really interested to see what the range is. Real world, again, this is not a test environment. This is a real world environment, day-to-day driving, real world road trip with a family of 4, with the things that we have packed in a vehicle for a family of 4, going through rain and all the different elements, heat, and the whole 9 yards, and just having the systems running, make sure everyone's comfortable in the vehicle, not suffering or either driving slow. I was going 80 miles an hour for a good clip of it when I could, until we ran into traffic. But yeah, I'd say this is an awesome vehicle. So, and I'm gonna leave my referral code also if anyone wants to check one of these vehicles out. I'm still considering the quad motor. That's on my mind. I'm definitely getting the R2. That's a foregone conclusion already. But one of my concerns with the quad motor was the potential range of the vehicle. But just based on my quad with a smaller battery, and it's gotten better over the 2.5 years plus I've owned this vehicle. Yeah, I say definitely check one of these things out, and you will definitely be happy and satisfied. You can have all the horsepower of a Dodge Demon and have the efficiency better than a Toyota Prius. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. But that's all I have for today. I'd like to thank you for joining me once again, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.